Well, it has been quite some time since I did a Nerds with Badges episode. A lot has been going on, a lot has been happening. Life happened. Uh, just been kind of coming out of, I guess, some sort of a depression. Um, Sometimes in life things just kind of gang up on you. And, when it seems like you're almost recovered from what you're going through, then something else happens. So it's just been a lot of stuff since but feeling better, and there's a lot of things that I want to talk about, and I feel like I got to do some catching up since it's been so long since I've done an episode. For anyone that's watching that might want to know what this is, Nerds with Badges. Basically, I wanted to do a forum where people. I'm a security guard, and I'm into like nerd culture, comic books, video games, um, nerd stuff, superheroes, Legos, stuff that a lot of people try to tell you that you're too old to be doing. Anyway, I've been hearing that all my life. You're too old to be doing this or whatever. And, you do what keeps you happy, man. I mean, really, that's just my take on it. I think people have their own uh, different ways of getting through life. And sometimes, some people go to the gym that kind of help them deal with stress or whatever. Some people play video games. And, so um, for me, it's been music, movies, video games, comic books, filmmaking, writing. I've been getting back into uh, my love of comic books, and I'll talk more about that. I kind of went off. I was trying to explain Nerds and Badges in the forum. I don't know. Sometimes my brain is just like, I use both both sides of my brain because I use my left hand. Well, I'm right-handed, but I'm also left-handed because I taught myself to use my left-handed. So sometimes my brain is just like firing off in different directions, and sometimes I can get off. But I was trying to explain what Nerds with Badges is, and it's just a forum for other people like myself that are into either law enforcement, military, security guards, people that are into nerd culture, which is like I said, is comic books, video games, computers, superheroes, Legos, just a lot of stuff that I feel that many people feel that you probably shouldn't be doing at a certain age. But these are things that have actually gained a lot more respect over the years, especially superheroes with all the movies and the TV shows, and video games is like a gazillion-dollar industry right now. So a lot of people sleep on video games and think it's just for kids, and it's something stupid, and you're wasting your time. But these things, they definitely have pop culture importance. Video games now are making probably making more money than movies, and they're costing more to make than movies in some cases. You have big video games like Spider-Man 2, which costs somewhere around 320 million, I think it was total. So it's not anything to laugh about. You know, Anybody that invested stock in companies like Sony and Nintendo, is probably laughing all the way to the bank now at people who said that video games were just stupid things for kids. But anyway, ran over. So I started Nerds with Badges. Like, I think I started a couple of years ago because I don't really have a social life, and I felt like it would be a good way for me to connect with other people that share my interests, that are into the same things that I am. Maybe even kind of create some kind of community, as you will. So I tried doing. I guess I was doing different experiments with the program. I had a co-host a few times. I had guests. And I've been watching a lot of content creators over the years on YouTube and just, little learning how other people are doing their podcasts. And I have been on YouTube for a long time, actually. I think I started on YouTube in 2007, 2008. And I was doing my web series at that time. I have a web series which is called Sons of Legend, which I'm doing. I'm doing sort of a soft reboot of that, which is like basically the concept for Sons of Legend was people that have superpowers are recruited and trained to become a superhero team, and it's a reality TV show. And I have a hard time going back and looking at some of those old episodes, even though there's some things that I like and some things that I don't like, but a lot of it, I just it's just difficult. Sometimes I can be like, I guess I'm critical of myself. I mean, I can be critical of myself. I was learning the ropes, learning about being a filmmaker, and it wouldn't be a bad idea actually to go back and reshoot some of those things, but I don't want to do a reboot. A soft reboot works better for me. That way, I don't have to go back and shoot. I could, maybe bring back some elements, but I don't want to, you know, pretend that what I did didn't happen because I shot a lot of episodes and I spent a lot of money. And it's interesting. Some of the actors that were in some of those old episodes of my web series went on to become more successful actors and actresses. It's really cool to go back and see some of the people, and then you see them in movies and TV shows. Now you're like, oh, they were in my episode, they were in my web series. So my experience with YouTube, I've been on it for a long time, and I haven't really made any money off of anything that I've done on YouTube. And I heard people talk about algorithms, and there's you got to get the subscribers, you got to get the likes. Now I post videos every day because I make it my business to play at least an hour video games a day. I try to at least do that. It helps me to relax. So I usually upload my videos onto YouTube. So like today, I have two videos uploading right now on my PlayStation 5 at home. I have Vampire the Masquerade Blood Hunt, which I've been playing a lot, and Godzilla, which is a very hard game to find right now. Physically, it's expensive as hell, and digitally, it's been delisted on the PlayStation Store. So I don't know why they haven't done a sequel or support that game because it's still pretty popular. A lot of people playing online certain times of the day. So I usually post videos, like I said, every day. I try to do at least a couple of videos a day. And I've got, I think, last time I looked, I think I've got like maybe 700 or 800 subscribers. People watch my videos, and I wonder, excuse me, my demographic might be, well, people watch my videos, but I don't really get a lot of people liking my videos a lot. And when I do get a lot of likes, it's usually for the Godzilla videos. I had like 10,000 views for one of my Godzilla videos years ago. So I don't know. I just have theories. Maybe the people that are watching the videos, they don't have accounts, but they just don't really understand how to use YouTube. Because when you watch videos, what I always do when I watch videos, 9 times out of 10, maybe 8 times out of 10, because sometimes I forget to hit the like or subscribe, but it's become almost instinctive to me. If I'm watching your video, I click subscribe and like to try to be supportive, especially if it's something that I'm interested in, and I want to watch more contents, and the programs that they have will automatically select when you go to YouTube. Videos will pop up in your feed, stuff that you might be interested in. So that helps. And sometimes I might not finish the video. I can always go back and look at my history and then go back and watch it later. So that helps. So I'm feel that I may not be engaging with the right demographic or something, trying to figure out why I have all these subscribers, but I'm not really getting a lot of interaction. So you start thinking about all these things from a business point, and so you want to post your videos, you want to promote them, but you want to promote them to where the people, where your demographic is. So I'm just learning a lot about all that. So this is all like new territory for me. This is a learning process. And I've been working in security for a long time. I've been with this particular company for 17 years. And when I first came to Los Angeles, when I first came to California, my goal was to get into I wanted to get into comic books, and I'll talk about that because I just got some stuff published from a successful Kickstarter campaign, raised $2,000, and I'm just like still trying to process all that. But I think what happened was I started getting more into writing. I did want to get into acting for about 5 minutes, and I kind of got out of that. But then it's kind of like I came full circle because I wanted to see my stuff live action, and that's how I got into doing film eventually, like making my own web series, because I got basically tired of people telling me no, not getting support, and just trying to get financing, from backers. So you can sit around and you can wait for people to support you, to give you money, and you might be waiting for a long time. Sometimes you just gotta, you gotta like pony up and just pay yourself, and that's what I did. I started saving my money and producing my own films and my own projects, and I learned gradually when you do something with consistency, you eventually get better. And so now it's kind of funny because everything started with comic books. When I was a kid, I used to draw comic books, and now after everything that I've been through, I'm right back at doing comic books again. So it's been an emotional ride, an emotional roller coaster, especially the last 4 years. Well, with the big C happening, and the world just kind of having the rug pulled out from under it, I started getting more and more into writing and doing having people do artwork for me for concepts I had, and that's how I ended up getting back more and more invested in comic books. I still want to do filmmaking, but when you make a film, I mean, it depends. You're doing like superhero stuff with science fiction, supernatural elements. It costs a lot of money typically to do really good special effects unless you can do this shit yourself. So that's something I would like to learn at some point, to get more into the music, the editing, doing special effects. But right now, usually I just hire somebody else to do that. So Sons of Legend was one of 4 web series that I was doing. Sons of Legend had 3 other spin-offs, but I was really just kind of like living paycheck to paycheck for the longest. And I learned over time how to budget, but it's still expensive. And now you have all these things like Kickstarter, Indiegogo, and GoFundMe, so you can use those things to get your projects off the ground. So I saw that I was successful with my comic book, and this first comic book published, is called Dragon Manx, and there are 3 different covers. This is the regular cover, and these are the other like variant covers. So I ordered a bunch of these plastic, these plastic covers and boards for the comics. So they're supposed to be coming in the mail hopefully tomorrow. I ordered 100 of these. The price is really high. I looked at the price and I was like, man, it's just like, I don't know if you can see clearly. I don't know if it's camera on my MSI. This price is this one's $6.99. Okay. Oh, this one's $6.99. and this one is 19.99. I thought they all were 19.99. I guess, but I was like, my God, that is just comic books are not like they used to be. Yeah, this was $19 too. You don't even really get advertisements in a lot of comic books now. I don't know if you still get advertisements. I know I don't get them, and when I'm reading comic books on my Kindle, I don't see any advertisements. So I guess maybe because they're not doing advertisements anymore, maybe that's why the prices are jacked up. I know the cost of printing is high. I know that because I saw you got to pay for the printing. You got to get someone to draw it. You got to get someone to pencil it. Someone got to ink it, color it, do the lettering. Then you got to print it. Then you got to mail it out to everybody. And you got all these costs. And now I understand why some magazines are so freaking high because it's you got to spend money to make money. That's how it works. Everybody's trying to make a profit. So if I want to sell the comic books at the price that if I sold these at the price I wanted to sell them at, I wouldn't make any profit at all. So my goal is to not. I want to do this for a living at some point. I don't want to just, I don't want to have a regular 9 to 5 job much longer. And in business, you want to make a profit, but I'm not trying to rip people off. But man, I was not down with that $19. Like what the when I looked at the price, I said, oh my God. But $6.99 is that's still pushing it. I buy a lot of comic books on my Kindle from Marvel and DC and Image, and there's other comics companies. I'm trying to think off the top of my head, like Top Cow. Um, what is it? I think IDW that does the Godzilla comics, and then there's Dark Horse. But its comics are high. They used to be $35. I mean, sorry, 35 cents. 35 cents. Comic books. I remember spending maybe 40 personally. I remember 40, 50. I think I can remember 35 cents, but I definitely clearly remember them being 50 cents. And I remember when they went to 125 and then it was 75 and the prices went up. The average comic book now is like 4.99 and that's the price. I think I said 4.99. What was it? 5.99. It's either 4.99 or 5.99. But that's just like a lot. Um, so I don't know. I guess in the future, going forward, I need to start thinking about like some cool things I can do because I mean, there's a lot of money for people to spend. Asking people to spend. Maybe give them posters or something. You know, give a poster with the comic, and at least give the boards and the plastic covers. And the boards are not cheap either. I ordered some, and for 100, it was about $24 for the boards and the plastics. It's supposed to be acid free. I used to collect comic books way back in the day, and I remember finding out to my horror some of the boards and the covers that you put on these comics to protect them is actually has acid that eats away the paper. I remember actually ironing my comic books. I was kind of really with my comics. I remember ironing Devil Dinosaur #1, and it just seems like it wasn't doing so good for the paper. Yeah, uh, it's nothing like the smell of burnt comic book paper in the morning with your coffee. So anyway, like I was saying before when I first started the video, I used to do these videos a lot more frequently. And I'm coming back with bigger and better things for Nerds with Badges as a brand. T-shirts, hats, different things. I want to make this bigger and better. I have so many really good ideas and plans. And at the same time, I got projects going on my comics, my films. I got a comic, cartoon, animated project that's in production right now. It's been in production since last year. I think we started last year. Sasquatch and the Mythology Sisterhood. I love Bigfoot. I love cryptozoology. Completely fascinated by all this stuff. So I came up with this idea. So I all my stuff is a connected universe. So like the Dragon Manx comic, he will interact with other characters, and so Satchwatch, my cartoon, will guess what DCU is doing right now with a lot of their stuff. They're saying that everything is going to be connected, even the video games and the comics, and they all exist in the same universe. So Satchwatch and the Mythology Sisterhood is a spin-off from my other web series, and some of the characters will be featured. So you got Bigfoot. The concept: Bigfoot teams up with a group of women bounty hunters that have powers, and they do the superhero thing from time to time, but they're really bounty hunters, and they also have a common enemy, which is why they work together. There's a mysterious person that they have to take down because of some bad things, but I'll explain all that. I don't want to give away too much of the story, but I think it's really out there. It's kind of a I think it's a cool story. It has a lot of legs, and it's a concept that I could just run with and just do so many things with. So the cartoon is in production, and I'll be relaunching my my Sons of Legend. Excuse me, not as a web series, but I want to do a film. I'm still kind of trying to decide if I want to do full length or a short film. A long, I think a full feature project. Just what really worries me is the fact it's going to be expensive, and but we're gonna start we're gonna start pre-production probably in the next couple of months. So I've just been working on stuff, trying to bounce back from all the highs and lows of life, and I've gotten to the point now where I feel better, and this is like the perfect time for me. I feel like I got a lot of stuff, so much stuff going on. Sometimes I wish I could just like make more Sergios. So I'm here at work and I'm doing this little video. I thought it was going to be like a really short video, but I can go on and on sometimes. I was at home today and I was really thinking about some of the ideas, things that I want to do for Nerds with Badges, and I got this idea to try to do maybe a video just to give people an idea of what's to come with my brand. I have a new name, by the way, for my comic book company. Anyway, I don't know if I'm going to call my entire company that, but my comic book company is Cryptid Cookout Productions. So the logo has got like Bigfoot. He's got like a grill. He's at a grill, a barbecue, and then there's a logo. I am still looking over like some preliminary designs for it, so I don't have anything to show right now. But I should have the design finalized probably by the end of the week at least. Right now, I'm just getting storyboards done for my animated project, and that's turning out to be more expensive and troublesome than I thought it would be. But now that I got my comic book done, I got to start figuring out how. Getting a call. Okay. Hello. 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 Yeah. No. No. No Jesse. Yeah. No Jesse. Okay. That was really weird. Somebody calling me that's speaking Spanish and asking for Jesse. I have a friend named Jesse. I haven't seen in many, many moons, but timing is just like terrible anyway. I thought it was Amazon calling me from downstairs at my apartment, telling me that my storyboards, my comic book boards, and plastic covers came, and they want me to buzz them in. So anyway, my chain of thought. Oh, I think I was talking about uh, my projects, and damn it, I hate when that happens. But anyway, it's like 9:43, and I'm gonna have to start my shift here at work in another few minutes. So I want to try to get in a little bit of gaming before I go to just kind of like get my brain in combat mode. I just kind of work in an area that's a little, it can be a little lively sometimes. It's a really beautiful building here where I work, but man, this area is just kind of sometimes. I got stories, so I really just wanted to make this video to just talk about what I'm doing and to just kind of get everyone prepared for Nerds with Badges coming back. And by the end of this month, I'll have an episode ready. And when I come back, when I do that full length episode, when I do that podcast episode for Nerds with Badges, I will have a few guests, maybe doing some Zoom calls during the podcast. And I also want to do some reviews, talk about some things, video game related stuff going on in the industry now, stuff going on in the comic book world, and give my thoughts on my latest, probably last really big video game purchase for a while anyway. I game on all platforms, but I'm really leaning more and more towards PC. So I have a Steam Deck, and I invested in. I also have a Logitech G Cloud, and I have a Switch, of course. I play on my Xbox, my Series S. I have a PlayStation 5, and I just recently bought an Asus ROG Ally. I want to talk about that. Definitely want to give an in-depth review of that. I mean, it's really great. It's really like having a gaming PC in the palm of your hands. Well, the palm of both hands. So I want to talk about that. I was able to get one. They had a sale. So these companies are coming out with these devices now. So the cool thing for consumers is that you have this competition. Everybody's like doing these sales and having low prices, and you can take advantage of that. So yeah, I definitely am looking forward to doing another episode. And I talked to the producer of my podcast about doing a video like this, and then I would start thinking, well, I can just do the video myself, and just put that out there, and just kind of like build a buzz for the return of Nerds with Badges. So look forward to seeing a new episode of Nerds with Badges, and the plan is to at least do maybe one or two, maybe two episodes per month. That's the idea. That's the general idea anyway for now. I think that's a good goal, and I may do like small little videos on the side. Excuse me, as the inspiration hits me. So anyway, I got to get out of here. I'm about to start my shift, and I'm gonna try to play something on my laptop before I go, and I will upload this video along with the other two videos. I may try to do some gameplay of Mortal Kombat later tonight. It's just taking like forever to download. It's like 100 gigs. Oh my god, like it's almost 200 gigs. Anyway, time now is 9:46 p.m. March the 5th, 2024. And this is, I guess I'll call this Nerds with Badges prologue.